What's up, everybody? Rob here, and you are watching yourself another episode of Man vs. Art, the show where I find weird, kind of trending art projects online and then try to recreate them with my own basic limited art knowledge myself, right here in this crazy-ass studio of mine, which is just getting completely out of hand. Speaking of crazy and things getting out of hand, let me ask you a quick question. How many of you throughout your lifetime have ever seen a psychiatrist or a psychologist? Raise the hands. Yeah, that's a good amount of you. I mean, obviously, you're watching the show. Something's gotta be wrong. The first time I went to one, I was 8 years old, and they gave me this test, the Rorschach test. This experiment was created by Herman Rorschach back in the 20s to test one's personality characteristics and emotional functioning. In short, you take a look at these random ink blots and interpret what you see, and people honestly see all sorts of weird shit in these. So today, I'm gonna try to make a few here in the studio and perform that very same test on myself. But for right now, we're headed to the craft store to pick up some supplies. Where the hell is the ink? This is not the aisle. This is the cake aisle. There's a lot of things here. Wait, is this it? All right, found it. $31. What the shit? Next, we need some paper. Looks good. Gotta stop by the candy aisle first, and look what I found. Oh, it says Man vs. Art all over it. There he is. I think we got it all. Maybe. If not, I'm gonna have to come back. We'll see. All right, we're back at the studio, but before we start, I wanna give a huge shout out to this episode's sponsor. A big thank you to BetterHelp, the online therapy platform where you can talk to therapists however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, video call, they're there for you. That's how I got into them actually a couple years ago because I started using them during the pandemic when I couldn't leave my house. Serious game changer. Not only do they have personal one-on-one therapists, but a ton of classes and groups that you could join each week that cover a variety of topics and mental health concerns. A few years ago, I had a near-death experience, and I'm not gonna lie, that messed me up pretty good. I usually use painting for my therapy, as you can see, but they don't talk back to me. I mean, sometimes they do, but not normally. No real good advice, you know what I mean? Check all this out. Be sure that you hit up betterhelp.com/threadbanger to receive 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. Get matched with therapists, people that can help you. I need some help. You probably need some help. We all need some help. Let's get some help around here. If you're experiencing any kind of mental anguish or you just need to speak to somebody, I hope that you click on the link down in the description below. Speaking of mental anguish, it's time to get this week's project started so you can see what's really going on up here. All right, let's get this shit together. I got my ink, brushes, and some watercolor paper. Not to mention probably the most important thing, the Bob Ross flavor palette. We got green apple, blue raspberry, strawberry. All right, how do you open this fucking thing? You get the little dipstick. Oh, look at that. That's a little fucking paintbrush. That's some good shit. Woo! Woo! All right, let's get this thing going. There's fucking sugar on me now. Jesus Christ. All right, to start, I'm sizing my paper down because this is just way too big. And then putting a pre-fold down the middle. You're gonna thank me for that. Now, to be honest, there's no real rhyme or reason to any of this as far as I'm concerned. I'm just grabbing a brush, dipping it in some ink, and making some weird-ass patterns and splatters and strokes and designs. I have no idea how any of these will turn out, to be honest with you, but that's the point. Once you think that you got whatever your image is gonna be over on your one side, you're gonna fold the piece of paper over and press down firmly. And you're done. All right, you ready? You ready for it? You ready for this? Oh, what the fuck is that? That shit's crazy. I see all sorts of weird shit in this one already. Definitely didn't think it would turn out this way. And then I'm just gonna continue to do a bunch of these. The next one I'm doing, it looks like a face a little bit, throwing some color in there. Here's a tip, you don't have to do this folding thing once, you could do it a couple times. Add some more ink and keep on folding it over until you get a design that looks pretty cool. And just press it again and bam, now you got something to look at. That's a lot better. Another one with this little guy, a dancer kind of looking person. Again, these will turn out nothing like you expected them to, so there's no wrong way to do it. Remember, I am not a licensed therapist whatsoever, so whatever you see in these, that's your own doing. That's your own fault. This one's coming together. Random, but I added this stencil in the background to the last couple ones before I did the ink, and these turned out real f***ing cool. Now this is looking more like some man versus art shit. I could probably sell this. Turned out f***ing dope. All right, we got all of our ink blots. Time to dig deep and see how screwed up we really are. Beyonce at the Grammys. Easy, obviously. She looks beautiful, looks radiant, but you know, but that's clearly Beyonce. That's my dead grandmother. I mean, that's a spitting image. Especially the eyes and the teeth. It's the way she would look at me like if I ever burned a fucking pierogi or something. It's scary. Ugh, next one. This one's messed up. Looks like a dead animal buffet. Oh, that's gross. This is just like a bunch of animals fucking eating each other. Yeah, lots of blood, lots of limbs being torn apart, animals eating their young. Looks like a goddamn free-for-all. Well, that's a robot, obviously. A robot that's become sentient through AI and is about to take over the entire world. You see this, right? Crazy floating robot. This one's funny. This one's kind of interesting. Clearly, these are two elderly people that live in like some kind of assisted living community, old people's home. They're in wheelchairs and they've got like some weapons that they are probably about to kill each other with. I'm gonna imagine that this is like an apocalyptic time. There's no food left in the home, and that they're gonna kill each other for a cat. Oh God, what? Oh, that's disgusting. That's gross. That's gross. I can't even explain to you what that one is at all. This video will get demonetized immediately. But that is gross. You can obviously see it, so I don't have to explain it to you. But that is, yeah, no, that's gross. Well, if you thought I was a little off before, you weren't wrong, but I can't even imagine what you think now. Let me know what you saw in those images down below. I want to know. I'm not going to judge you at all, really, and most of the people on the internet won't either. Definitely, BetterHelp, they're not going to judge you. So if you want to confide in them, be sure that you check out the link down in the description below for 10% off. Remember, if you see any projects or anything online that you would like me to try, be sure that you leave it down in the comments below. For more arts and more madness, be sure that you check out Rob's art over on Instagram. And I think, maybe, I guess I'll see you around here next time? I don't know.